bro. You push, you grind, you give it all you got. I'm throwing sales meetings like pop, 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 pop. And then I come home, leftovers. One day you look in the mirror and you can't even recognize yourself because you're like, dude, who the hell have I become? Like, this isn't even my identity. You gotta fix you. You're gonna make more money because when you're playing your best game and you like you, all this shit goes up. There was this guy that, emailed him, said, I'm gonna commit suicide. Andrew Tate said, hey, if that's what you wanna do, that's fine. Go get a six-pack first. And then once you get a six-pack, then if you still wanna kill yourself, I'm fine with it. The guy gets a six-pack, he's like, bro, I love my life. The devil's number one goal is to attack what's valuable. You're done, bro. You're finished. You've gone too far now, dude. No one's ever going to believe in you. Once they find out that you did that, you're finished. You're never finished. It's called the unlived life. This is the one right now where, like, if you were to die and you go to heaven and God's like, come here, I want to show you something. I just want you to watch this. He pulls out his iPhone. He's like, I want you to watch this. And he's like, shows you a video of what your life was supposed to be like. And you're like, dude, who's that? And you're like, that was you. Dude, I can teach them all the skill they want, but if they don't change and become better people, they're done. I'm gonna ask you a question, be for real. But would we be here right now if I was 300 pounds? Nailed it.
Andy Elliott, welcome to the podcast.
Let's go.
Mate, I'm excited for this one. I've been following your journey now for a good few years, and I've seen your growth and how you've transformed your own life through what seems like a lot of adversity.
Yeah.
I just want to go back to that first pivotal point where you thought, you know what, I have to change something here because something's got to give.
Yeah, so number one, everybody watching this right now, pain teaches. Pain's a good thing. Something I learned in my life, a lot of people, when they have pain, they're like, oh my God, I'm failing. Dude, pain is really good. Matter of fact, I've learned that most successful people, if you crack them open, they're crazy. And they have a lot of pain. And a lot of people that are really successful, they operate out of the dark side. 60 to 70%, they operate out of the dark side. You might see them and they're all smiling and they're happy, but internally, like the thing that allows them to push through where everybody quits, because you got to remember, winners live where quitters quit. So that dark side, when you don't want to do it, but you know you have to do it, those people, they operate out of that dark side. Like, there's people betting against me. There's people that say I'm a loser. Well, I'm going to prove them wrong. And then that's why they keep going through. So, to be successful, I just want to make it clear in the beginning, I changed my life. And until I started using pain to push me forward, everybody operates differently. But pain is a good thing. It's a very good thing. And pain makes you feel alive. Being happy makes you feel alive. The fact that you're alive, you can feel both.
What was your rock bottom pain though? What was that?
Well, first of all, there's always, everybody should have, or most of you watching this, have somebody in your life that you don't want to let down. Okay? My whole life, everybody, I was proving them wrong. So everybody was like, this guy ain't going to make it. He's the least likely to make it. People like him don't make it. He come from a poor family. Dude, my whole family's overweight. My whole family's fat. I'm just telling you, everything wasn't supposed to happen right. So I'm like, dude, screw this. I'm going to prove everybody wrong. So and I want to tell you where I wanted to make sure Jackie, who believed in me, by the way, Jacqueline's my wife. She's the person who believed in me. When she got with me, it was the first time that I saw someone be like, hey man, you're going to be great. You're going to become something, I think we're going to go really far in life. I believe in you. And so there's that person that you don't want to let down. And there's someone that you have in your life, a kid, your wife, maybe mom or dad. Mine isn't my mom or dad, but mine's my wife. And if your mom, if you love your mom to death, if she looks at you with disappointment, you're like, okay, I don't like that. And it really stirs you up. Like anybody in the world that wants to go from A to B or make a goal happen, they can't just say, I want to hit that goal. They have to anchor it to something, some pain. And normally something bad has to happen to trigger somebody to really go do something they probably could never do. And, anyways, my wife, after working for a long time in retail and doing a really good job, I thought, of being successful, and my definition of success was making money, which is a lot of people are like, hey, if I could just make a lot of money, all my life would be great. That's not the truth. I watch businessmen every single day that literally lose their families chasing money in business. I watch them all. I watch kids getting raised by other people. I watch kids looking up to, maybe you have kids and you're their dad, but their kids are looking up to someone else and they're not looking up to you. Well, I bet when you had those kids, you were like, dude, I'm going to be my kid's hero. Yet later on in life, you end up not being your kid's hero. It's people chase money, right? And so I always thought that was success. And then one day, the pivotal point that really shifted. So the guy that's here, the guy that people are interested in, everybody's like, dude, how do I change my life? Is because I'm living proof you can change your life. You need someone at some point to wake your ass up. And so that's why you see me on the internet constantly triggering people, telling people the truth, shaking people up. Dude, people are like, dude, screw that guy. No. Listen, all truth and honesty is giving you the ability to change as long as you'll own it. And so Jackie, going back to your question, 39 years old, I'm making a lot of money. I'm making about $2.5 million a year. I think I have it all. Honestly, I wasn't very happy with me. And not until now did I even realize that I wasn't very happy. Like, lost people don't even know they're lost.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because they just solely chase money.
Yeah. Like, dude, like everybody's like, bro, good job, man. You're the best in your company. You're the best. All your employees are yesing you. Yet at home, me and my wife are really disconnected. Right? Now, by the way, am I better than most? Sure, dude. Being better than most, like, the opposite of great is good. Like, the enemy of great is good. Like, dude, being good and better than most is straight poison. That's like me saying, hey, bro, you're not at the bottom. You're average. I had a good marriage. I was a good dad. My wife had a purse full of cash. We had nice cars, and we had a paid off home. Everything, the American dream, right? But yet inside, I wasn't fulfilled. Yet I wasn't in good shape. My kids didn't choose me as their hero. You know when you walk in your house and you can get those proud eyes, like maybe if you're married, your wife like looks at you like you're the king, or she admires you, or she's proud of you. I didn't get those eyes.
What eyes did you get?
I was the provider. I became the provider in the house. And by the way, I never had a good leader in my life. The people that I were working for, bro, it was like this. You either sacrifice for what you want, or what you want becomes a sacrifice. Listen, Andy, you're going to kick ass at work, or you're going to go home and you're going to play small. You're not going to make any money, and you're going to be one of these average dads. What do you want to be? And I was like, dude, I got to make money, because that's how I stay on top. That's how, I'm a lion, I hunt. Well, when I went home one day, I thought I was doing everything right. And this was the moment that she became the coach. Like, she coached me like, hey, dude, bro, change your eyes for a minute. Just see things from a different lens. Let's reshift perspective. So maybe some people today, if you'll hear this, shift your perspective just for a minute. Thank God I listened to her and I didn't let my ego get in the way, because this man wouldn't be here right now. And so when the coach talks to you, you listen. And by the way, my wife, like your wife, everyone's wife, husband and wife, they're supposed to be close, and they're supposed to protect each other, and they're supposed to push each other to new levels. And the world don't operate like that anymore, because they find comfort in each other and they stop pushing each other. But my wife is a hot-blooded Mexican. And so if she don't like something, she's going to attack. And so one day, I come home, it's about 11 o'clock at night. She heats my food up. It's like 8 o'clock. Hey, babe, I'm on my way. Cool, food's ready on the table. 9:30. Hey, babe, I'm on my way. 11 o'clock. Hey, I'm just walking out of here. She's like, you know what, dude? This ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. And I'm just going to tell you this, like, at the end of your life, most people never have that person that step up and tell you the truth. So at the end of your life, you end up regretting everything. You're like, holy shit, man. Because right now, if you found out you were going to die, you wouldn't care about money. You'd be like, dude, how close am I to my kids? What kind of a life have I given my wife? Like, you'd start thinking about all these other things. Yeah, do I have a financial fencer in my family? Are they okay? Yeah, you might think about that for a minute, but you're really thinking about, like, what did my life really count? And so Jackie's like, she said a few things to me. One of them, really quickly, was, hey, me and the kids have learned to live without you. So I'm going to be really clear. Look, but watch this. 95% of the people that are watching this, your family, if you have any form of success, your family has learned to live without you. You're not going to want to hear it. This is probably going to piss you off, but it's the truth. They've learned to live without you. Let me explain this to you. When you go to work, you leave in the morning, you come home at night. You want to be successful all day long. You push, you grind, you give it all you got. I'm throwing sales meetings like pop, 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 pop. And then I come home, leftovers, dog shit. exhausted, tired, just recovering to go back to work the next day. I remember one time my wife saw me have a sales meeting, and she was telling me like firing everybody up. And she's like, man, I wish I could get some of that. You know, that right there, if our family could get some of that, that'd be amazing. And dude, I remember when she would say something like that, I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I was pleasing the wrong people for way too long. And the crazy thing is, in the end, none of those people are with me anymore. Yet she's right here. Everybody finds themselves pleasing the wrong people. So I had to get my shit straight. Number one, my wife's goal was to protect me, to make me become the best version of myself, to help me become the best man ever, to help me become the best daddy, the best husband, the best businessman. You think she wants to date a loser? Dude, she wants me to go to work and kick ass. She just wants when I get home to not be a loser and be a badass. And plus, I wasn't even fit. Another deal is fitness was always a big deal to me. I always wanted to be in great shape. I fucking let it all go. I let my whole body go. You know what I mean? I remember like I was just letting all these things go. And when I let that go, I let being a dad go a little bit. I let being a husband go a little bit. I let loving me go a little bit. I let my relationship with God go a little bit. Like everything started to go.
So compounded.
Yeah, started compounding. And dude, she's watching this. I call it like self-sabotage. She's watching me like a spiral effect go down. And I'm either going to burn the whole house to the ground eventually because, dude, there's consequences to everything. When you start letting all these things go, what happened? One day divorce happens. One day your kids, you know, they're lost and you can't get them back, right? You know, one day you don't have a relationship with God, so you're making stupid decisions. One day you look in the mirror and you can't even recognize yourself because you're like, dude, who the hell have I become? Like, this isn't even my identity. Like, what am I doing? And you have control of all your life. You have control of all these decisions. So she said two big things. Number one, she said, hey, me and the kids learn to live without you. And she explained, when you're at work and then you come home, you're supposed to not be at work anymore and you're supposed to be at home. And that's why I support you, so you can come home and be with the family. But when you're at work, you're at work. And then when you come home, you're not at home, you're at work. And you're always at work. And so you're never really where you are, especially with us. And we've done this for years and we're sick of it. And so we just live our own life without you. You don't know about your son. You don't know about your daughter. And honestly, dude, I mean, I kind of knew about him, but I didn't really know what she knew. She was being a great parent and I was being a piece of shit. And people say, well, you're the provider. No, dude, I'm the leader of my home. I'm the leader of my home. I was leading my business and I was doing a horrible job of leading my home. And a lot of people, they're leading their business as well, and they're leading their homes like trash cans. And that's the problem why everybody's freaking lost. And that's the reason why no one has any fulfillment in their heart. So she called me out on this. And then another deal, she knew that would hurt me. And she didn't want to hurt me, but she wanted to get my attention. And she wanted to tell me the truth.
She needed to cause that pain to cause change.
But she needed to tell me the truth. And the second thing is, she reached over, and this is like where I tell this and people laugh. But like, I want to tell you this, like, number one, we're just having a conversation. It's me and her. She tells me this, ego hits first and I'm getting mad. I'm like, what do you mean? I take great care of our family. What do you mean? And because I'm not seeing things how she's seeing it, I'm seeing the things the way that I want to see it. Dude, the devil's number one goal is to attack what's valuable. And what's valuable is the family. And he was attacking my family hard. Wham, 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 wham. And all I was thinking is, I can't be average. I can't be average. Yet I wasn't average in business, but I was average in all these other things. You know what's crazy? I chased money my whole life. I let all these other things go. When she checked me, I got my shit right, and then I got it all right. My money went through the roof. Dude, if anybody will just pay attention, when you recreate and you reinvent every day and you become a really good leader and you start like doing what you know you should be doing to become the man or the woman you're supposed to become, dude, you'll make more money than you know what to do with. You can't even count it. Because God right now wants leaders to lead his people. And so you got to be doing everything to be the example for everyone. You don't have to be perfect. Broken boldness. It's okay. Be broken. It's cool, dude. I mess up every day. It's no big deal. There's no perfect people. But you can be a leader. Second thing she did was she reached over and she grabbed my love handle. And by the way, like you call the ultimate move, right? You see me trigger people all the time. Take your shirt off. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because, dude, I expose all weakness. And at this point in time, I'm angry. She reaches over and grabs my love handle. You know Donald Trump, right?
Yeah.
He'll reach over and shake your hand. He'll kind of pull you in. Dude, she grabbed it and she kind of like pulled on it a little bit. Right? So I felt it. I like chills coming up my back.
She's showing you your own self.
Dude, she grabbed it and she was like, and she said this. She goes, and by the way, listen, I want to explain this to you. There's some rules that you don't say to an alpha. Like there's some things you don't say. And she crossed the line, but she knew she had to get in enemy territory. She said, "You're getting comfortable." And dude, I've been working so hard, dude. I was working so hard. I was working from 7 in the morning to 11 o'clock at night every day. I was giving everything I got. What she was trying to say is I let all my standards down. I literally had no values, man. I was wanting to be great at work, but all these other things that I was telling everybody at work what I'm working for, all these things, I was letting go to shit. Dude, I used to see and shape people, and I know what a hater is. I know there's some haters that are watching this right now, and I love that. I'm grateful for you guys, and I used to be a hater too. Because when I was in business and I was making a lot of money, before I changed, I remember sitting there shoving pizza in my face, counting money, and doing deals, and I would see an in shape person walk by, and you know what I'd say? Man, screw that person, dude. I probably have a nicer car in them. I probably have a nicer house in them. I got more money in them. You know what? Inside, I just wanted to be like that too. The fact that that person was making good decisions with their life, they were eating good, clean food. It seemed like they were in control of their life and I wasn't. So I would say, well, I got money and they don't. That's a straight hater, bro. I didn't want to be a hater.
You don't want to compromise any area.
No, I wanted to be that person. So you know what? I hated me. So I wanted to talk shit on them because I was sitting there freaking all chunky and shit. Anyways, my wife grabbed my love handle. It pissed me off. When it did, obviously I was like, okay, and I'm a prove wrong type guy, right? Like, so if you look at your best 90-day run in your life, was it when like everybody believed in you and they're like, oh my God, dude, you're the best. You're going to win.
Guys, I don't ask you for much, but today I'm asking you for a solid favor. If you are getting value out of this conversation, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It lets me know that we're making the right content and it's hitting your eyes at the right time.
And then you like did these big numbers and made all this money and you changed your life? Or is it when people are like, dude, you're not going to make it. I don't believe in you. You're a piece of shit, dude. You know what I'm saying? You're never going to become what everybody thought. You're a freaking loser. And you're like, okay, all right. Because over my dead body, is that guy going to be right? So I would kill myself before one of my haters is right. And so if you were to say something like that to me, watch out because I'm going to rip everyone's throat out. That's how you get me moving. So when she said that, you know what I thought? I'm going to get in shape now. I don't even care if it's for her. Now this is personal to me. And by the way, I've been waiting. See, some of you have been waiting for like permission, right? She gave me the ultimate permission. And she said a couple things like, you say you're going to get up at 5 in the morning. You do it for like 2 or 3 weeks and then you stop. You say you're going to eat clean and then I watch you snacking in the middle of the night eating shit. It's like false promise, false promise, false promise, false promise, false promise. And by the way, would you stay in a relationship with somebody that constantly lied to you?
Absolutely not.
No. That's why I didn't like me. Because I literally would say I was going to do something and then I would not do it anymore.
Well, that was the day she called you out when you said you were coming home at a certain time and you negated on coming home at that certain time.
Yeah, and I did this for years, man. Years. But one day, when I say people are sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they're just like, kind of, you know what, man? Like, I don't care what the consequence is. I'm telling you the truth now. Hey, we're not going to be friends? Cool. But I'm going to let you know today. It's like one of those deals where like she wasn't afraid anymore to like hurt my feelings. She was like, I'm done. Like, I'm going to tell you the truth and we're going to see what happens. Basically, I'm going to see what you're made of. And that day I went in the garage right when she told me. It was like 11 at night. I go in the garage. I worked out for like 4 hours. I remember I just kept working out as hard as I could. And by the way, like thinking my whole body was going to change or something in a couple hours and I was going to go back in the house all fucking shredded or something. And she was going to be like, oh my God, this is really who you are. No, dude, I was a year away from being in really good shape. No matter what I did, I screwed up my body for 10 years. It's going to take me at least a year of hell to dig myself out of that hole. But I did, though, shave my head. To me, I just needed to look in the mirror. I need to see someone else. Look, honestly, I didn't realize until that. And by the way, you know what I learned? And this is super cool. If anyone wants to change your life right now, I'm going to tell you this. The reason why I always tell people to get in shape is because you'll never out-earn your own self-worth. You'll never earn more than your own value. If you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone else. You can't give someone what you don't have. Honestly, dude, I was a piece of shit, dude. My intentions were, I want to make money. My intentions were, I wanted to be the example to anybody. I wasn't trying to be a leader. I wasn't trying to change anyone's life. I never changed anyone's life until I was 39. I made a lot of people money. I've had people come up to me and say, hey, you made me a lot of money, but no one ever said I changed your life. I started to keep my word. I literally was a different person. Again, shaved head, 5 a.m., work out, eat clean, go to work. Dude, I made a big mistake too. This is funny because when you're trying to find yourself, funny shit happens. I literally went to work that next day and I was like, dude, I'm coming home at 5:30. Every day I'm coming home at 5:30. Over the next month, my wife would see me come home at 5:30. But then you know what? I didn't care about work no more. Dude, like there was like people were calling me trying to put together deals. I wouldn't answer my phone. Dude, I didn't even care. And after a couple of weeks, my wife's like, I don't like that either. She's like, I married a freaking winner. I married a badass. And then she really sat down and explained it to me because it took me some time to understand. She's like, you're one-dimensional, man. Let me explain, okay? Everyone in your life told you that you couldn't have it all, and you had to kind of pick and choose like what you wanted to be good at, and then everything else had to be average. Because everybody said you can't be great at everything. You can be really good at one thing, but the rest are going to be good. You can be great at one, the rest are good. Jackie's like, you can be the best dad on planet Earth. Swear to God, you can do it. You can be the best husband. Dude, I want to look up to you. She's like, do you think that I don't want to look up to you? I'm not against you. Dude, I support you more than anybody. She's like, I want to look up to you. Look, I want to look up to you. I'm telling you the truth. She's like, your team at work, you have to be the example for what a good husband looks like. You think they're going to stay with you long term if they got family problems? Dude, Andy, people don't have business problems. They got home life problems. And that's why they suck at business. And here you are. You need to be the example with our family to show your team at work what a badass businessman looks like and having a badass family. And those people will be loyal to you because you're their leader. She's like, you're showing them how to make money, but you're not showing them how to live. You want ultimate loyalty? You want ultimate like you want to have an unrecruitable team where no one will ever leave you? You got to be their mentor, Andy, not their boss. People don't want a boss. Nobody wants to work for a boss anymore. And I'm like trying to understand this, and it's making sense, but I'll never become anything like this. And then she's like, look, and another deal. She's like, when you look in the mirror, are you proud of you?
That's a powerful statement.
Forget me for a minute, right?
Yeah.
Forget your kids for a minute. Forget your money for a minute. Forget your job for a minute, right? Are you proud of you? Strip down butt naked, look in the mirror. Do you like what you see? And I was like, no. She goes, fix it. Fix it. But you're not going to give up being a great husband. You're not going to give up being a great dad. You're not going to be giving up being a great, businessman. You're going to make more money because when you're playing your best game and you like you, all this shit goes up. And then she's like, you're going to be close to God. She's like, look, you got to have a relationship with God. He's never left you. You keep leaving him. You got to be this guy. This is who I see you as you are. Now I'm going to tell you this. When she told me this, right? And so now I'm that person. I never believed I could be that person. I needed her to check me. By the way, I made a decision. There were things that I stopped doing. There were things that I started doing. Bro, I went through a phase of total recreation, man. Like totally. I still do it to this day. I tell everybody this. Me and Jackie been together 18 years. For the first 14 years, 15 years, or first 13 years, she married me one time. She married me back in 2006. And then up to 5 years ago, she married the same guy, and she was with that same guy this entire time. That night that she told me those things that broke my heart, that ripped me to shreds, that made me look in the mirror and own my shit for the first time in probably 15. Dude, I was so cold. I was so numb. I was so just like, I got to be successful. I got to make money. Dude, I wasn't paying attention. I missed all the signs that I was living life wrong. But I didn't have a good leader. And that's why you got to have good people around you. Okay? Because I didn't have the right people around me. And when she checked me, she took a chance. She's like, okay, I'm going to go all in. I'm going to tell them the truth. I don't know what's going to happen. You know what happened? I got called out. Basically, she called me up instead of out. And then I changed. Dude, I always wanted to be that guy. I didn't know that was what I wanted. She kind of explained it to me. And then I was like, I want that. And by the way, I want to tell you guys, I'm going to fast forward 5 years. She's married a new man every single day. Look, dude, I'm hard to deal with. I'm going to tell you this. Greatness is found in the extremes. I'm extreme, man. You said you're a fighter, you like to box. I'm extreme. If I'm going to box, I have to be the best. I have to fight every day. I have to, because I want to be the best at that. In sales and leadership and business, I want to be the best at that. That's why I'm extreme in fitness right now. I'm 45 years old. I'm super lean. I never had a body this good. Once I started getting into it, I was like, bro, I'm going to figure this out. Body recomposition, shaping my body, getting lean as possible. What kind of food does my body? I just started figuring it out. How do me and Jackie have the best marriage ever? Dude, my wife, and literally when I say this, like people laugh at this. Look, if you compete with me in business, I want to say this, and this would be used to, or any of you out there, if anyone's competing with you in business, and they're just as good as you in business, and you're the best, man. I'm the hardest worker. I'm a grinder, resilience. I'm a savage. I work 60 minutes in an hour. I'm a psycho competitor. But you don't have a good home life, and I got a good home life. I'm going to take you out. In 2 years, you're done, man. You can hang with me for a while, but long range, I'm going to smoke you. One day, your family's going to fall apart. One day, your life's going to fall apart. Not in business, at home. And once the home life falls apart, you burn the business to the ground.
So do you have to get the home life straight first before
you have to get the home life straight. So here's how it goes. You got to fix you. This isn't about your wife, your kids, or anybody else. You got to fix you. So what do you got to do? Number one, step one is you got to get physically fit. You have to. You got to get in the gym. You got to spend 4% of your day, 6% of the day, which is an hour to hour and a half with just you. No text, no emails, no cell phones. You got to put your phone down. You got to work on you. You got to get to know you. You got to have honest conversations with yourself. You got to go dark, man. You got to get pissed off. You got to recreate and reinvent every day. Plus, the reason why you physically got to get in good shape, well, number one, when you work out hard, oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, endorphins, these chemicals get released in your body, which allow you to be in an amazing mood for the rest of the day and kick that ass. So you need those chemicals, and you got to do hard work to do it. Plus, you get the physical body that you're building, which if you want respect in this world, you got to look different than everyone else, and so you got to have a good body. You have to. And people say, I don't have to have a good body. Dude, nobody wants to be you. Shut your mouth. Nobody wants to be you, okay, fatty? Nobody wants to be you. You're no one's leader. They might want to make your money, but they don't want to be you. So I got a big team. I got a big following. How? People will choose their mentor over money. They don't give a shit about money. They want to make money, but they'd rather have someone to look up to that are going to lead the way. They're not going to look up to you. I'm going to ask you a question. Would we be for real? And this isn't me like putting you on the spot, but would we be here right now if I was 300 pounds?
I don't think so.
Nailed it. I wouldn't have a channel right now if I was 300 pounds. If I went 400 pounds.
I think the way you call people forward is why you're here.
Yeah.
You called yourself forward. Your wife called you forward.
Yeah, living proof.
Then you called yourself forward. And then you're like, right, I'm going to create a team to call other people forward.
Yeah.
And that's why you're here.
Yeah, yeah. And dude, listen, I'm going to tell you guys all this. My sisters, they're 350 to 450 pounds. Okay? Like, I'm not genetically, like, in shape. My family's not got these special genes. You know what I learned? Bro, and by the way, you remember I said, like, how you get in, like, your life right? Number one, step one is you get physically fit. Number two, you mentally start to get strong because your physical fitness. It's like physical, mental, business. If you want to win in money, you got to get, and you really want to do it for a long time. You don't want to make money for just for a couple of years. We want to make money for decades. And you want to be around for decades. And you want to be a good example to other people. Physical, mental, business. Once I physically started getting fit, this mental edge, dude, I could see things. Dude, in business, I say it's a superpower to be able to see around corners. I could see things that I couldn't see when I wasn't taking care of myself because I was so clear on what I wanted. I could be clear and vicious at the same time. And dude, listen, I want to say something above all of this because I'm like super intense. I believe there's two superpowers that you need to do to win in business. Number one, you got to be intense. Okay, people want to follow a tough leader. They want to follow a freaking weak ass leader. You got to be intense. Number two, you got to be urgent. Dude, listen, if someone's watching this and they're like, I'm going to do that, well, you better do it now. Okay, there's no we're going to start this shit on Monday bullshit, right?
So if there's someone listening to this right now who knows they need to call themselves out on all levels of the game, they know that. They know that internally right now. What is the first step for them doing that?
Get your ass in the gym. Go buy yourself some headphones. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. I'm going to give a plug here. There's a guy, music that helped change my life, right? I used to either watch David Goggins when I decided to change my life because he was just yelling at me. And it was like I needed to be yelled at.
Another ball guy.
Yeah, but like I don't know why, but like I need a hard coach. Like I can't, you have to be very hard to me. You have to be like, this is how it is. And then I'll do it. I need that. And then also a guy named Rob Bailey. So there's this music, if you go to like Apple Music or YouTube, you type in Rob Bailey and this guy's got this music. And it's like, I am affirmation music. So it's like, I'm a mother effing beast. And it's like, you know, I'm going to destroy this thing. And it's like, as I would sing this stuff, it was about me killing this thing. And when you listen to Rob Bailey, like you'll listen to it afterwards, bro, you're going to go freaking punch a hole in that wall.
So it's like a gym training algorithm type thing.
Dude, every gym in the United States plays this music. It's insane. But it's called Rob Bailey and the Hustle Standard. But it's Rob Bailey. You can look it up. But I want to tell you this. Physically, just get in the gym and take care of yourself. Because I'm going to tell you something, man. At the end of the day, dude, when you start taking care of yourself, dude, your value increases. Dude, you like me. Dude, when you start to see progress, look, dude, I saw this deal with Andrew Tate a long time ago, but it made sense. But I know everybody's seen this, so I'll use this as an example. There was this guy that, you know, emailed him, said, I'm going to commit suicide. Andrew Tate said, hey, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. Go get a six-pack first. And then once you get a six-pack, then if you still want to kill yourself, I'm fine with it. The guy gets a six-pack. He's like, bro, I love my life. Listen, I've never ever seen a man or a woman get in good shape and be sad. Listen, I'm going to tell you something, man. You take care of yourself. I don't care what your life's like now. 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. You guys have no idea who you can become. And you know what? When you do these things, you're doing it for you because you got to like you. But dude, it's morally the right thing to do because everybody has someone watching them. And when you do these things, these people, they're going to change their life because you changed your life. And by the way, like I am a Christian. I want to say this, like everybody has different religions. I'm a Christian. I'm a reborn again Christian. I want to say something. I'm not perfect. I cuss a lot. My heart is good. In the Bible, it talks about the Pharisees, the people that, you know, were in public, like clean mouth. They're the best. And behind closed doors, they were like the darkest of the darkest and were just horrible people. But then he talked about the people like the tax collector, the prostitute, these people that were the disciples of Jesus. They were the people that like were the most broken. The Apostle Paul, the Christian killer, he was Saul. He killed Christians. And then he took the Bible the furthest and preached it to everybody and changed. Like God finds these people. And so if you're watching this and you're really broken, number one, the devil's number one weapon is to tell you, you're done, bro. You're finished. Oh, you've gone too far now, dude. No one's ever going to believe in you. Once they find out that you did that, you're finished. You're never finished. Matter of fact, the more the mess, the bigger the testimony. Dude, if you've done everything wrong and then you decide to draw a line in the sand and change, within 1 year, swear to God, you'll have millions of people following you saying, how can I do that, dude? That's it. Like, we just want living proof, man. You know what? And I'm going to tell you why. Because the world's sick of fake-ass fraud people. So they want to find people that have really done it. For the last 10 years, we've had all these theory teachers. Like, in theory, if you wanted to build a business, you should do this. These motherfuckers only have a business. Everybody's sick of theory teachers. They want applicant teachers. Okay, I'm just giving an example. If you went, and I know you're a boxer, but you went on and you put 20 pounds of muscle on this next year, and you gained a lot of muscle, you got shredded, you total body recomposition. There was this guy and there was this guy. And within 1 year, you went from this guy to this guy. Bro, you could literally open a fitness company right now and you could say, hey, if you want me to show you how I went from here to here in 1 year, and how old are you?
36.
And I say, and you're in your mid-30s, I'm going to show you how to do it. If you're a dad, you're a businessman, you got a busy life, I'm going to show you how I did it in my full blueprint. And if you do what I did, you're going to look like this too. Boom, bro. Everybody's going to line up and they're all going to want to do what you did. Why? Because you really did it. And dude, I'm going to tell you this. The number one thing that I believe in is this. You got to decide what is your priorities. I wanted to be close to God. I wanted to look in the mirror and be proud of me. I wanted my kids to choose me as a hero. I wanted my wife to admire me. I wanted my team to never be able to outgrow me. And then I wanted to make money and become all of this.
Well, making money is a byproduct of all of that.
That's it. Notice why I said it last. And anybody who's watching this, you want to get rich? That's cool. You know what's even cooler than getting rich? Having a rich-ass life. Me and my wife, before we were rich, we were marriage millionaires. We had a great marriage. When I made these decisions to change, by the way, I'm going to tell you this. If you want to win, you got to play the long game. I went broke for 2 years. Look, dude, when I was 39 years old and I made that decision to change, everybody needs to understand risk inversion. You don't go, oh, I'm going to make this decision. Boom, everything goes good. No, no, no. When you make these decisions, number one, you go, why? Because if you screwed up your life for 39 years, you think you're going to get it all back in, you think you're going to build it in a day? It took 2 years.
But in that dip, when you've changed your life and you've changed that direction, in that dip, when you sat in that dip, knowing that you've made the moves that change your life, how are you feeling in that moment, knowing that you're going down?
Bro. I was free. You know what I'll tell you? You own your life. No one else owns your life. Dude, if you don't like something that's going on in your life right now, what do?
I'll just change location.
You just change it. Yeah. Dude, watch. By the way, some of you, I don't know what's going on in your life. Here's what we did. Number one, we got rid of all the people that didn't believe in us. Dude, bro, we didn't even care. I'm going to tell you this. All the people that are about to support you, you ain't met yet. Dude, your new friends, your new circle, your new brotherhood, maybe your new girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, you ain't met them yet. You'll meet them when you become who you're supposed to become. That's your best life. These other people, they were with you for a period of time. And bro, when you decide to change, male or female, they're not going to support you. They got boundaries on you. Like if I've been with you for 10 years and you're like, hey bro, I decided I'm going to go do this thing. I'm like, come on, man.
Quick one for you guys. You may have seen I've started to mentor people because I was getting people in the DMs reaching out, asking me for loads of different advice and guidance through many realms of what I've been through in my life. And I've created a mentorship program now that helps you create the reality that you want to live. It helps you make more money. On average, an extra 30 to 100K there is that's lying within your business that you don't know where it is or how to access it. I help people access that, and I also help them get every other area of their life right so they can improve their relationships, so they can improve the way they communicate, the way they network, and everything else. We work on the whole package. It's not just one area. We're not just in the pursuit of money, but we're in the pursuit of the purpose and the money and aligning it all together so that you go in the right direction to being the best version of yourself. If that is something that resonates with you on every level of your being and you want to work with me to take yourself to the next level, I would love you to click the link below this video and go to my mentorship page and make an inquiry.
You call them back down to base level.
Because I start saying, I know who you are, man. Remember when you tried that thing that one time? Dude, listen, you can't afford to have me in your life. I'm gone. You got to write my ass off immediately. So number one, me and Jackie audited our family, our friends, everything immediately. Number two, we made a decision to live below our means. Dude, we sold our house, sold our cars. By the way, people are like, oh my God, what do you mean? Bro, we didn't tell no one this. We went below our means because I had to start spending a lot of money in self-development to become my best self. Listen, I'm going to be honest, guys. If you want to become someone else or women, you got to cut the check for speed. Find someone who's gone where you want to go. Cut the check for speed. Let them train you, teach you, alter your identity, learn what they learned. By the way, take the best, leave the rest. You don't have to take everything from everyone. I studied 20 or 30 very successful entrepreneurs and business people. In every single one of them, they had some area of their life that I also did not want. Maybe the way they treated their wife wasn't the way I treated my wife, but the way they operated in business, I liked their systems and processes. Okay, check, got that. This guy, amazing family man, big business, but guess what? He wasn't close with his kids. Okay, cool. Love the wife thing, love the business. Kids, can't take that guy. So I went through and I studied all these people, and bro, I brainwashed myself. Number one, I killed the old me. I brainwashed my old self or myself, and I just became a new person. You know what's crazy, dude? Your mind's crazy, bro. If you take any successful person, I said at the beginning of this, and you crack them open, they are crazy. They're batshit crazy. They don't make statues of the haters and the critics. They make statues of the crazy dreamers, the freaking crazy ones. If you're going to do something great, bro, you got to lose your mind to modern day society. You got to lose it, which means you got to become something you've never become. You got to get lost in like this new life. And that's what I did, dude. Honestly, I became delusional. I didn't reason. And you know what's cool? Jackie supported the whole way, but she also became crazy. She also started to see these other things. We became dreamers, dude. I don't care where you're at in the world. It's never been easier to be great than right now. Everybody's whining, complaining, making excuses. Everybody's soft as shit. And by the way, there's people that are watching this that are like, I don't like this guy. You know why you don't like me? Because you don't have the courage to stand up and go fight for your best life. That's why you don't like me. But the problem with this is that you're not going to realize this until it's too late. You're going to wait for something bad to happen, right? Like, give an example. Maybe your daughter or your son drowns in a pool. And that wasn't supposed to happen. And then you think about the 10 years that you had a chance to be a good dad to your kids, that you didn't wake up. You're going to regret that for the rest of your life. Or one day, your wife, you're going to come out and she'll have the bags packed. She's waiting. She's loading up the car.
I just want people to understand that that doesn't happen in that day. That happens over a period of days. That happens over a period of years.
But it will happen. Yeah. Listen, I'm going to explain this right now. If you eat cheeseburgers every day, do you think next month you're going to be fat?
Not entirely, but over a course of a year.
Where do you think we'll be in 5 years, though?
We know which way we're compounding, don't we?
Ooh, dude, in 5 years, bro, you're in trouble, man. You're in trouble. And the deal is that, so when I see people eating those cheeseburgers every day, and I'm just saying like making bad decisions, I'm using those as an example, I pop them. I'm like, dude, don't do that because that's a consequence. Dude, don't do that because that's a consequence. Don't do that because that's a consequence. Why? Because I did all these things. And I'm going to tell you the cool thing. This is why y'all got to change. Is because when you change, you're immensely qualified for whatever you can overcome. Now you're immensely qualified. You are a teacher, an applicant teacher, because you've overcame it in your life to help someone else overcome it in their life. That's why all these like AA alcoholic people, when they get in the program and they change their life, now they want to sponsor someone else because they know how they got through it. Yeah. And basically, look, you're a coach, I'm a coach. Anyone that can change their life is a freaking coach. It's a leader. It's a coach. And what does a coach do? A coach doesn't want you to like him. A coach's job, nobody wants a boss. Everybody wants a coach. You should want a coach. A coach's job is to tell you when you're making mistakes. A coach's job is to tell you, hey, you're running the field, but you're not touching the line, man. Touch the freaking line. You don't touch the line, you don't play. If that coach wasn't there, no one would touch the line. They would just get as close as they can and take off back the other way. But your coach is like, don't touch the line. What does that mean? That means, dude, when you get home, put your phone down. Pay attention to your kids. Come on, man, put your phone down. That means when you're at work, guess what? Work. Dude, you kissed your kids and your wife goodbye this morning to go to work. Work. Don't talk to your freaking co-mates. Work. Put the work in. That way at the end of the day, you emptied the tank. When you go home, your family will see a winner walk through the door. You're proud of yourself. You're a badass, bro. You can have it all. This life exists. And by the way, you know what I call this? Dude, this, if anybody wants to write this down, this is something that scares the shit out of me. It's called the unlived life. Okay? This is the one right now where, like, if you were to die and you go to heaven and God's like, come here, I want to show you something. I just want you to watch this. He pulls out his iPhone. He's like, I want you to watch this. And he's like, shows you a video of what your life was supposed to be like, what you were supposed to look like, how happy your family is supposed to be, everything that was supposed to go down. And you're like, dude, who's that? And you're like, that was you. That was you. I played that podcast. I had those guys do that podcast that day so that you could wake up. I did that for you. And by the way, this is a ministry. Like, this is me just telling you, iron sharpens iron. And I'm telling everyone the same message my wife told me. And you know what? It took me 2 years, okay, to recreate. And I'm still doing it to this day, dude. I'm telling you, I ain't even started yet. This is still day one for me. I'm starting to understand how resilient human beings are. I'm starting to understand how great a heart can be built, how awesome skill stack. You can stack skill. You can get better at your craft, whatever it is you're doing. The relationships you can build. This world's all built on relationship capital. Like, you should build the greatest relationships with everybody, like a brother, like we just met you a minute ago, right? I haven't met you before, but I'm like, now we talk to each other like we've known each other our whole life. Why? That's the way it's supposed to be. Dude, you'll find your people, man. You'll build a life that no one ever thought you could have when you decide to change. And so I just wanted to say, like, number one, if you want to make more money, because I know it seems to be the bait, right? Like, I do these big events and I'm like, if you want to make 7 figures a year, if you want to make 8 figures a year.
It's the hook.
Yeah, I'm like, if you want to turn your annual income into your monthly income, come to this thing. Dude, I can teach them all the skill they want. But if they don't change and become better people and change their intentions and totally recreate, they're done. I'm a sales guy, right? So if I give you a word track and I teach you how to overcome an objection, but you don't become a better person, the customer can tell that you don't care, you're done. You're done. If you don't have moral authority, you don't believe in yourself, you're not in better shape, you don't look like you actually take care of yourself, so how the hell can you take care of them? You're done. If you're not a leader, how in the hell can someone lead someone through a cell not being a leader? Aren't I leading you to where I want to go? Yeah, it means I got to be a leader. You can't be a leader if you're not leading yourself. Listen, I'll tell you why you can't, why you have to become this. Is because if they don't want to be you, no one's going to be loyal to you. Someone will recruit everyone in your life if they're living to a higher standard than you.
That goes for your staff, your wife.
All of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them, man. And by the way, dude, right now, if you want to become really rich, you know what the greatest, scarcest resource in this world is? Leadership. So if you want to make more money and you want to earn more, you got to become more valuable. And how do you increase your value? By becoming a badass leader. And step one of leadership. So people are like, so how do I start leading people? You don't. You lead yourself. Yeah, step one of leadership is self-leadership. When you lead yourself and you're leading yourself right, bro, you're doing something and you're like, you got to start thinking the whole world's watching me. By the way, even if no one's watching you, when I started my company, I never been on social media before. I knew there wasn't one person watching me. The only person that was liking my content was Jackie. I was getting one like, one view. But I knew one day that was going to change. And I knew, because I believe in God, I knew one day that if I became a shepherd, because I was a sheep, bro. I was a sheep, straight up sheep. On my tombstone, I wanted to say the leader of leaders. I just want to make other leaders. That's all I wanted to do, you know. In the beginning, you think small. You're like, I want to make money. No, now you're like, dude, I want to change everyone's life. I'm going to live a good life. I'm going to live a nice life. I'm going to have everything that I want, but I'm also going to teach other people how to get it. And I'm going to fight for the good in this world. Dude, and I swear to God, man, that right there is God's work. That's God's ministry. And God's looking for leaders to lead his people. And so like being a shepherd is like basically just taking care of all the things that he's given you. And you don't have to be perfect. Here's the crazy thing. I told you he uses the most broken people, right, to do the greatest work with. So turn your mess into your message, right? And then, by the way, you're going to have tons of haters along the way. Okay? Those haters, just like I used to be one, those are people that honestly hate you because you have the courage to do what they haven't had the courage to do yet.
Well, you're given your adversities, you're given your pain points so that you could then lead in all these places that you're leading right now. You couldn't have the message you had right now without the adversities, without the deepest, darkest depths of hell that you go to. That's why you've been taken there, so that you can share your journey and transform people. Yeah, and by the way, it's good. It's all good for you, right? Like everything that you've been through is getting you ready for what you're going to go through next. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, and by the way, listen, I want to tell everybody something. Have some perspective. Like, remember I told you Jackie had a perspective that I didn't have? You got to shift your lenses. You got to shift your perspective. You got to shift the way you see things. You know, in the Bible, it talks about like see things not as the world sees them, but sees things through like God's eyes, through Jesus's eyes in my vision. And so like every time something bad happens, like let's say today I lose $1 million. I'm like, there's got to be some good in this. There's got to be some good in this. Or it could be like, gosh, dang it. That's it. I'm never going to trust anyone again. I knew this was going to happen. Bro, the end of your fate is at the end of your anger. Go ahead and get mad. Burn everything to the ground. Go. That's what the devil wants, bro. He wants you to get emotional. He wants you to lose your edge. He wants you to blur your vision. You're finished. I watch people every day burn their whole life to the ground. I know you've seen it. Yeah, many times. By the way, I've done it. So I know what it looks like. You want to win? Stop starting over. Don't get mad. Dude, it's cool. Like, bro, like you don't think we can get it all back? Dude, you know what security is? And this is cool. So anybody watching this right now, it's not to gain, it's to become. It's not to learn it, it's to live it. Remember, it's one thing to learn it, it's another thing to live it. You've got to embody it. Yeah, let's say like he's got this notebook here, but let's say all these notes, we finish this day, you take all these notes, and you're the best note taker in the world. If you don't become that, what does it even matter? What, you got notes? Bro, can you live that? And if you can, you're the most dangerous person in the world. Well, you don't want notes, you want receipts. Yeah, well, whoever can self-correct is forever wealthy. Whoever can self-correct. So who can self-correct?
No one else can correct you. You have to correct you. And that's why I love this, because everyone is qualified to do this. There's no one that's watching this. There's a person that's dead Ian broke. They got the worst relationship in the world. Maybe they've done some really shitty stuff and they're really ashamed. Maybe they betrayed a lot of people. They cheated a lot of people. They lied to everybody. Cool. Hey, you want to change? Done. Just don't do that anymore. We're good. And then if you do it, guess what? Stop doing it. And eventually over time, in the compound of that, dude, you become this person, man. And because you've been through all that shit, bro, the eyes in the window to the soul, you start seeing people, you're like, dude, I know what you're going through. Come here. I'm going to help you. And by the way, you can crush it as a leader in the business. You can crush it in the community. You can crush it at home. You can lead in all these areas. I'm going to tell you this. How cool would this be if everybody could do this? They just listen to this little blueprint and this little play that we just laid out for them, right? Like, run this play. Hey, you know what your life looks like now. Run this play. Let me show you what your life will look like in 2 years. If you can stick with me for 2 years, I swear to God, it's going to happen.
If you can stick with yourself for 2 years.
Yes. If everybody watching this, if I could show them what their life looked like, if they could make a decision today to do what we just talked about, if I could show them what their life looked like God did on the phone, on the other side of making this decision in 2 years from now, every one of them would fall to their knees and start crying. They wouldn't even believe it. They would never think that would be possible for them. It's possible for all of you. I'm living proof of it. I'm living that life right now. And I want to go back to this thing with security. When I'm sitting there at the kitchen table and I have my wife and I have my 2 daughters and I have my son. If we lose everything, if it happened, they know that their father, because I've trained myself, I've been disciplined, I've been consistent, I've been a good person. My intentions are right. I'm a hard worker. My mind's right. I'm the gatekeeper to my mind. My mind is right. I'm only letting good shit in. I'm not letting the bad stuff in anymore. I'm not making decisions based off money anymore. I'm surrounding myself with good people. The security that I have, we'll get it all back again tomorrow. It's not a big deal. And so most people find their security in money, in cars, in houses, in relationships. You can't find security in that shit.
Found inside you.
Yeah, because that shit's all going to go away at some point, okay? Dude, listen to me. You're going to get betrayed in all of them at some point. And so you find your security. Now, can you love those things? Can you give those things all you got? Can you take care of those things? Human capital, can you build these people up? Yeah, bro, but you got to be taking care of yourself. And so my identity and me like self-developing, me studying, me making sure that your greatest responsibility in life is to be in control of your own thoughts. You got to be in control of your own thoughts. Dude, I'm going to tell you this. Okay, let's say my wife's over here and she's like studying for something, right? And then I come home and I'm like, I've been away all day, right? And I come into the house and I'm like, she's not noticing me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's 2 ways to think about this. I could be like, dude, what's your problem, man? I've been gone all day. Like, she don't miss me? What the hell, dude? She ain't even looked over here. What am I doing? I'm telling myself lies.
You've just started to create a story. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling a story. Dude, does she really feel that way? Bro, no. She's like focused. She's like trying to do a good job. What if my wife's over there saying, hey, I want my husband to see me doing over here, doing this work, doing a good job so I can do well at this thing, and I want to make him proud. And you're over here going, dude, I can't believe she don't notice me. For the rest of the day, I'm a dick. I'm an asshole. I'm not cool. I'm like in my head. I'm not loving to her. Bro, that was all made up. I got to be in control of my own thoughts. If no one can make you happy but you. So I need to make sure I have a perspective where I come into the house and I'm like, oh, I want love from my wife. You know what I do? I walk up and I say, hey, baby girl. And I give her a hug and I give her a kiss. And what will she do? She'll look up and smile. And I'm like, damn, I got a good life. Bro, how many people are doing that first one? Everybody. Everybody, dude. Everybody is creating lies and stories in their head and shit that ain't real. And people are worrying about things that are never going to happen. And basically, they're just killing their life. And by the way, it's stress. You're never going to be successful with stress. There's pressure and then there's stress. Stress makes you weak. Pressure makes you strong. Pressure is what you want. So you need to always think. If you're thinking about something hard, I want you to be like, hey, no stress. Pressure. You know what stress is? Oh man, I don't know. This coming. Dude, shut your mouth, dude. we're going to go kill this thing. That's it. That's the way we talk. That's the way it is. It doesn't matter. Look, we're either going to get it or we're going to die trying. But we're not going to get stressed out about it. If you get stressed out about it, you lose. You're done. You're finished. And by the way, you're not going to live a long time. I'm going to be honest, like you're 36?
36, yeah.
I'm 45 now. Listen, dude, stress kills you. Okay? So if you want to live a long life, stop stressing out. It's cool, bro.
What do you think most people are overstressing?
Money. I think money. I think money destroys more relationships. I think money destroys people. I think money destroys more teams, more loyalty than anything else in the world. I think it always comes down to money. Listen, dude, me and my wife, we tell our team, we got a big team. We got a team called Elliott Army. And I tell them, I'm like, listen, I want you guys to make money, but I don't want you to make money and lose your wife, lose your kids, lose your health, not be close to God. So I'm going to be honest with you. If we don't ever make a lot of money, if we don't, but you guys win in all these other areas, and I can watch you guys become this great thing and build these big, beautiful families and be shredded and fit and change people's lives and be great, and we never earn a lot of money, I'm good with it.
But honestly though, how many people do you not see in good shape with a good family that don't earn a lot of money?
It's very rare.
It's very rare.
Very rare. And the only reason why you would see something like that is normally because those people still won't take the risk to go to an industry. Say I like sales, right? So you gotta understand, like, I'm a sales guy. So like you could be, you could work for the government, right? The government's a salary job. You could work for the government. You make $80,000 a year. You're ripped. You got a great family. You're close to God. You have everything you want, but the government's only going to pay you $80,000 a year. You're never going to get rich. It's okay. But like if you were to take that individual though, and he was to not work for the government, and you were to put them in a sales job, well, they could make as much money as they wanted. So I generally like sales because it's unlimited. Does that make sense? Like, I love commission.
Sales changed my absolute life.
Yes.
You know, I was a carpenter and joiner before I got into sales.
You were capped as a cop, right?
I was capped out. It was 2014, 15. I went into sales probably around about 2017. I was a carpenter in England. Then I was a
Did you say carpenter or
carpenter?
Carpenter. Bam.
Yeah.
Was it your own business, or did you work for someone else?
I worked for someone else. Then we went to Australia. Then I had subcontracting business, working all around Australia, doing carpentry and joinery. And then someone came into my boxing gym. I had a small boxing gym at the time, and I was just doing one-to-one personal training because I was trying to chase my passion as well. Mm-hmm. I thought that I was mentoring him to help him get in shape. Yeah. But really what was happening when I had him on the pads is he was educating me. Read this book, do this, do that.
That's called divine intervention, man.
Now you need a sales job.
God set that deal up.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm going to tell you this. Like, listen, why did Jackie snap on me that night? I don't know, man. I don't know. Why that night? I don't know. I just think that God was like, dude, do it. Go. God was like, hey, go to this guy's gym, get a one-on-one training deal. He probably wasn't even for sure why he was there. Yeah. But then when he met you, you know what he did? He probably looked in your eyes and he's like, dude, leaders love when they look into someone's eyes and they can tell that like they're coachable. See, and you were probably one of the most coachable guys that he had met.
You're obviously what Jackie is to you, James Gray was to me. Yep. This guy, James Gray, I'm still friends with him today. Mm-hmm. He made me read books like Think and Grow Rich and Rich Dad Poor Dad and things like that. Start to get my mind firing, and like Jordan Belford's book. And then I downloaded a copy of Jordan Belford's sales course, and I studied that. And I went into my first sales job, and then I became #1 sales guy in that job. And then I started my own business, but because I knew sales, I could start my own business. If I'd started that online business without knowing sales, I'd have been screwed.
You've been screwed. I tell people that all the time, man. And by the way, you know what I'll tell everybody, just so you're aware of this. So communication, the art of communication and sales are the same. It is. Here's what sales is. I'm going to give you just a full blanket. Sales is influence. Leadership is influence. So if you're a leader, you're influencing people. Am I right?
Yeah.
That's sales. Influence, persuasion, painting pictures. Painting pictures is explaining something. Telling stories.
Getting you on this podcast today, I had to sell him on why you should come on my podcast and not go on one down the road.
Yeah, no, so that sells.
Every part of your life, you talking to a woman in the shop, you creating a date, sales.
Sales.
You go in, everything sells.
The whole thing.
You want your wife to love you more and more. Sells. You want your kids to choose you as your hero. Sells. You want your kids to go to bed. Sells. You want to take a risk. Sell yourself.
And if you, in parts of your life that you're letting go, you're letting other people sell you on a false story. So this is the other side of sales that people don't see. You're always being sold to, but sometimes it's not you selling. Someone's selling you something that you shouldn't be sold.
That's right. And by the way, this is huge for everybody, because most people, they have been sold a lie. Okay? Like the devil's really good at selling you a lie. And here's the craziest thing. Once a lie, you believe it, it becomes the truth. Bro, it's super dangerous. And that's why, like, everybody's got to have, to me, something that you plug into every day that makes you greater. You got to make sure you audit who you're hanging out with. You got to audit the places you're going. And instead of listening to music on the way to work, listen to development, leadership, podcast. Find someone sells. Plug into something that feeds your mind and makes you better. And I think if everybody just focused on getting 5% better each day, 1% better, like that was the goal, like, dude, you would dominate, you would annihilate everybody. But dude, sales and leadership will get you rich. And then you have to become the best version of yourself every day. And by the way, it never ends. Here's what I want you to know, and I know you believe the same thing. You want to die giving your best every day. I want to die, and I want to know that when I die, like if I died right now, and I tell my wife this all the time, like I know I'm capable of so much more, but like I'm good. And I don't mean that like I'm maxed out. I mean, like I know my, like 1 to 10, I'm a 1. But like, bro, thank God I didn't die before she checked my ass. If I would have died, I'd have 30 seconds left in my life. Honestly, I'd have been on my deathbed wanting to redo.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I love that. I love that. And if there's like one golden piece you could just give all this audience right now to just create that shift right now, like if we had to create it right now.
Well, I would say this, the physical, mental business, get physically fit, you'll be mentally tough, you'll kill it in business. That deal's always going to be right there. Okay. Let's go to God for 30 seconds. This is big to me because I think this is like the most important message. There's this puzzle here. It's on this table, right? And there's all these pieces and they're all put together. And then there's this one piece of puzzle in the middle. It's just one. It's like one piece. And if you don't have that one piece, the puzzle's not fit. Like everybody will walk in, they're like, oh, where's that piece? And my whole life, I was like, I need this piece. And I tried money. I tried drugs. I tried, sex. I tried, and it's all, sex is great, but it didn't fill that deal. And then when I'm close to God, that's the puzzle. Honestly, I love peace. I love it. Look, I'm a crazy guy. I'm a warrior. I love war. I'm always, the old Andy and the new me are all going to war every day. It's a damn war in my head. I need peace. I need God. He's our Father. I need that. And so I just want to tell you, like, to me, I know that sounds crazy. And people are going to discount that and they're going to think, oh man, I got God. No, dude, I'm not talking religion. I'm talking about you got to have a relationship with God. God slays my giants. I ain't got to even worry about him, dude. I know he's going to take care of it. I know he's going to fill the storehouse. I just got to make sure that I'm being that leader. And so he'll let me be a shepherd to other people, the leader of leaders. And so God, when I lean into God, dude, things that happen that he gets all the credit for, because I couldn't do. Dude, the life that I have right now, I'm going to be honest with you, my wife's amazing, but like, that's because of God. This is because of God. My team's because of God. Our brand's because of God. Like, it all goes back to him as the credit, period. And I'm just going to say, like, dude, it's not me. And I know I'm crazy. And I know, like, I'm bipolar. Like, I'm a different person all the time because I see people and I see people hurting, and then I like become like that thing, whatever it is. And I try to wear my heart, and I try not to be too hard. And that's why I'll tell you, like, God is love, and you got to be loving. And without love, look, dude, I don't give a crap if you're the most amazing person ever. People aren't going to follow you because they fear you. People are going to follow you because they know that you love them. That's it, man. Everybody does everything they do. They want to become great. They want to get in shape. They want to treat their wife great. They want their kids because they want more love. Yeah. And so that's God. So I'm just going to tell you, as crazy as we are and doing all these things, physical, mental, business, if you can have a relationship with God while you're doing all this, you don't have to be perfect, dude. Yeah. That's the deal. You don't have to be perfect, dude. God came for the broken and the lost. So if that's you, like he came for you. And all you got to do is just try to build your relationship with him. Just like, hey, God, I'm here. Like, okay, cool. Andy said it. We need to be buddies. That's good for him. You guys can start there. And that's it. So that's where I would tell you.
I love it. And I wanted today not to be about all sales tactics and all that stuff. I wanted to really give people an insight into how they can call themselves forward to being the best version of themselves. And you've done that for us today. I just want to say thank you so much for coming on and doing that. And also I hope we do a part 2 too, because there's so much more we've got to.
Yeah, no, we'll do a part 2. If anybody's watching this, go find 5 people on Instagram you look up to. Don't be watching the cat videos and shit, right? But go find 5 people that like you can watch a 15-second video and be like, okay, all right, I'm gonna get my life right.
And it just calls you forward and dials you back in.
Yeah, so like just plug in maybe to 15 seconds a couple times a day on that. You know, that will help push you forward. You'll see, you know, like some different stuff. But yeah, no, we're definitely gonna do a part 2.
Yeah,
I'm grateful for
we'll get one sorted out. And guys, do me a solid favor, subscribe to this on whatever platform you've listened to, and let this be the day. Let this be the day that you make the decision to change the rest of your life and call yourself forward in an area that you've never called yourself forward for before. So much love.
If you thought that video was good, why don't you press this one here? Go on, give that a little tickle.